What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Welcome into the channel. And Arc Raiders Server Slam is over, and a lot of people not happy about it. I'm actually very surprised. I see a lot of people saying that because the Arc was too hard. I really think that like the experience that they had for the Server Slam just wasn't the experience for the tech test, because I played it and what I experienced wasn't that, but I just was so addicted to it on the first time that when I played it here, I was just having so much fun because I know what the game offers. But I think people got on, and I really do think that they should have had at least 2 maps, and they shouldn't have buffed the Arc, or at least they should have had what was it, Buried City, which was the harder one, and then they should have had Damn Battlegrounds, so that there was like 2 different like game styles, one that was a little easier and then the harder one. That's kind of how they should have done it. And you shouldn't have been able to rank up all your workbenches and everything. I feel like they kind of stepped back, but I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to do a server slam, try to get people onto the server, and I get that, but I don't know, a lot of people just weren't able to play the actual like full game, and I think that just got people really mad about it. I think people got on the game thinking it was super hyped and realized this ain't that good, which it's so good. This game is so good. I had so much fun. But I saw this video from Big Fry. I wanted to go over why some gamers are upset with Arc Raiders. So he goes through a bunch. I only watched a couple minutes, and we're gonna check his video out and kind of just bounce off a little bit of what he has to say. Let's see what he's got to say.
In this video, I'm going to cover how we went from everybody on the internet begging Embark to release Arc Raiders right fucking now, earlier this year, to now a lot of people calling the game mid, mediocre, empty, or downright trash. What the f happened?
I don't get it. Because let's just say it, this game is not trash. I honestly think it was hard for people. Truly, I believe this. I think it was too difficult for people. The Arc pissed people off.
All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, I'm a little confused. Earlier this year during Tech Test 2 for Arc Raiders, it seemed like there were a lot of people that were really excited for the game. A lot of you guys were sharing your excitement every time I made a video about it. You guys were happy. You guys enjoyed the game.
Not now.
You were really pumped. There were a lot of people begging Embark to put the game out right then and there. I put a video out yesterday on Arc Raiders talking about how I think it's going to take over and why I think the game is good and why I'm excited for the launch. And I gotta say, like, looking at my comments and looking around the Steam community hub and online, it seems like that happy and excited
boring guns, yeah,
has
okay,
shifted. And I started to get a little curious as to why. It kind of threw me off why there was so much negativity under that video. And then I realized this is a prime opportunity to discuss why first impressions for gamers mean absolutely everything. This is actually something I've been saying for a long time, and I think that's where a disconnect is between you and me right now. If this is the first time you're playing Arc Raiders and you think it's a little bit mid, or you weren't really, you don't understand the...
Somebody commented that they should freaking push it up. Like, what are you playing? Like, I don't think you played the game. I don't think you did.
The first time I was able to play Arc Raiders was in Tech Test 2 earlier this year.
Delay
there was
it?
a lot of content, including being able to level up workbenches, to get better weapons, to get better gear. There was a lot more content to be able to digest and actually experience in that test. And in this server slam that's going on this weekend, there's not a lot. Everything you hover over basically says, hey, yeah, you just got to wait for the full game. And the thing is this is the first time that the game has been open to everybody to be able to play. And so this is the first time a lot of people are experiencing the game. They're met with not a lot of content, including one map that has everybody concentrated.
I think that they should have had a rotation. It should have had at least 2 or rotated through the 3 maps that we were able to play, and everything should have been opened up just like the playtest. It should have played kind of like the playtest, but then they could have rotated the maps. That's the way they should have done it.
Traded in one single area, which is the point of a server slam test. But I think a lot of people were actually going into this weekend using this as a demo, as a basis for whether or not they're going to purchase or pre-order the game at launch. And like I said in my video yesterday, Embark actually knew this because they wanted to celebrate the server stress test this weekend. They added more stuff to the pre-order bonus, knowing that this was going to be a lot of people's first opportunities to play the game, and they removed a shit ton of content from Tech Test 2. Now here's where
a lot of content.
I fully get the need for a full stress test. Get everybody in. Let's try to break the servers. But from the gamer's perspective, what everybody has been seeing over the last several months is a lot of content creators hyping a game up, playing a
Yep,
game,
same
saying
here.
how it's the next best thing because we experience.
I still think it's the next best thing, but I mean, for right now, like people's just, I don't know what, out of nowhere. Oh, it's boring. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. They really embark. Oh man, they should have done. Honestly, maybe shouldn't even have done the Service Slam. I don't
A
know.
version of the game that when you
Should have
guys
just
jumped
released
in
it.
this weekend, you didn't receive.
Yeah,
which
no,
has
you
created,
didn't.
I
Did not
think,
receive
a lot
it.
of really weird conversations around the game. There is a lot of negativity surrounding Arc Raiders going
which
into
sucks.
their launch, which is unfortunate because from my perspective, I think if you went into this weekend expecting to be able to grind all weekend, experience as much of the game as humanly possible, and then judge it based on, a 40-hour grind session and leveling up all the stuff and basically experiencing the game. If you went in thinking you were going to get that and then you're disappointed and sharing that disappointment online, I don't know, man. Like, I think you're kind of a fucking idiot. But if you were using this as an opportunity to finally get your hands on the game for the first time, a game that a lot of YouTubers and creators have been talking about and discussing why it's going to be the next big thing, and you're left with a very hindered, I would say neutered experience, even though Embark meant to neuter the experience because they want everybody in one map, not a lot of content. That's what it's about. The optics of that from the consumer perspective isn't a great one. And so what I'm noticing is there's a lot more negative.
It's just crazy how this game was perfect. Like nobody ever said anything really bad about it except that IGN review. But I mean, everybody loved this game from the tech test. It was beautiful, and it just sucks to see that they came out with this and people are just turning on the game, which I think is insane. I really truly think people came on thinking it was going to be they really kind of messed up. I feel like Embark just either shouldn't have dropped it or at least had 3 maps and let everybody play it. Just kind of like have the tech test, basically just have it just call it a Service Slam. That's what they should have done, but they didn't.
This version of the game, which sucks because I'm somebody who loves the game. It is my most anticipated game of the year. We have 11 days left, and going into the launch, it actually feels like this server stress test kind of diminished some of the hype of the game. But I think this weekend isn't a good enough representation of what the game is actually going to be at launch.
Oh, it's not even close.
And I mentioned that in my video that this isn't what the game is, but I wanted to make that video to put people's expectations in check. This isn't the full game. There is a lot more content coming in 11 days. Embark just did a thing at TwitchCon where they had some developers up on stage where they said they wanted this to be a 10-year game, which means they're very focused on post-launch content, which is a good thing for people who are looking for healthy player bases. But it's unfortunate that there is a tidal wave of negativity across all platforms, comment sections, Steam community hubs, online discourse on Twitter. I think people who are judging the full game off of this server stress test are misguided. That being said, I can also see where that misguidance come from, and I can't really blame you. I can say you're uninformed. I can say you're
there's
just
some
being
people,
negative.
man, and some of the comments, I'm like, what are they even talking about? It's like, that is just wrong. You are not, I don't think you know what the game's about, or you didn't either play it, because there's a lot of people in a lot of the comments, I'm like, I don't think they played it, or if they did, it played like 20 minutes of it. One raid. I don't know.
Realistically, all of this falls on Embark. And it's unfortunate because I also can't really fault Embark. They have been completely transparent from the jump every step of the way about what they're doing, what this stress test actually is for, and what they're trying to do. They've been putting out blogs. We've been covering it all. But if you're not connected and you're not, again, if you're uninformed, you're not going to know those things. You're going to look at this as a stress test weekend, a play test weekend, a demo of sorts before the launch. And so realistically, I think this just falls down to a really big failure of communication, even though as somebody who is tapped in, I think their communication was great. But I have been seeing an increasing sentiment, and a lot of comments are now coming in saying, hey, I pre-ordered the game. I was excited from the tech test too, watched videos, ready to get my hands on it, and this weekend just completely turned me off. I've actually seen tweets of people who said that the current version of the game is setting itself up for pay to win. And I thought that was so confusing until I got into the conversation, and I realized that what they thought the game was going to be was a free-to-play experience like the stress test we have now, but you unlock things like workbenches and better weapons and stuff if you buy the full game. They thought the build that we're playing now is like they thought the game was out, and once the game
Yeah,
launches,
that's
you can
crazy.
pay $40 and access all of that content, which they thought was pay to win. That's how uninformed some people are about this experience. I'm still full steam ahead on Arc Raiders. I think it's going to be a great experience. I'm also a huge fan of third-person shooters, but I do feel like there is a tidal wave of misinformed people.
That's
and
the problem.
Not that you guys are just uninformed gamers. I think there has been a really big miscommunication between Embark and that casual audience that I think the game is actually trying to attract. On top of the fact that a lot of people, myself included, do feel like they increase not only the
the tech test was so casual. Like there really was. There was like the Buried City was like really the hard one, which was like kind of like what Damn Battlegrounds was on the server text, on the server slam. So I don't know like why they did that, buffed it, and only had the one map. They should have had a couple maps so you had to experience like the way it was on the tech test, because the tech test was awesome. And I just can't wait till this game comes out. When this game comes out, I really do. I think it's still gonna blow up. But it's just crazy how everything just turned around on like everybody's just their look on the game. It just changed. It's wild.
They increased the amount of them. They increased their effectiveness. They're deadly. I've seen quite a few comments of people saying that this weekend stress test just showed them that this is a little bit more hardcore than they thought the game was going to be. A lot of people are throwing out the word hardcore for Arc Raiders, a third-person extraction adventure. That's what the developers are calling it. They're not calling it a third-person shooter or an extraction shooter. It's a third-person extraction adventure game. So I don't even think they want the game to be as hardcore as what this weekend is showing people it is. And so what I think this stress test actually showed me is what we're seeing right now is exactly what the early game experience is going to be like. You are going to struggle. You are going to have to be smart about engagements. You are going to have to be careful with your surroundings and make sure that you're not jumping into firefights because it'll call a bunch of Arc over to kick your ass. I like that. Personally, for me, I like that. I like how the conversation is shifting about Arc Raiders, but I can't fault anybody, I guess, but Embark. But I also don't know, like, if I was in their position, I don't know what I would have done differently.
I mean, easy.
Because
you could have just had the tech test, but have a rotation of the maps so that like you only had to play this one map, then that goes away for hours, where like you only, like when you stepped on, you only had a couple days, but you only played maybe one or the two of the maps. Like they should have just been rotating the maps. I think that would have done really well, and they should have had all the workbenches open, have like the level up to like 20 maybe. Like they could have done a lot better with this. Like they really truly did. I think Embark messed up again. They did it June 6th with all the hype, and then all it was a date. Then they do this. It's like their PR guy, man. Who is it?
They've been super transparent about what's going on. I put my
they
video out
talk
yesterday
about
and
it,
received
but
quite a bit of backlash. Like,
they're not executing. The execution of everything they're doing is just not right.
I was paid to make the video.
I'm gonna pause it here. Like I will say, freaking the players will speak for this game. Like the marketing, the Embark's not very good with marketing with their finals in this game. The players will speak for this game. I'm telling you, once this game fully is released, people will be a lot
of people saying that
it's gonna get big hype. Trust.
And then on top of it,
this game's gonna do real well.
Me personally, but just against the game itself and against the fact that I'm actually enjoying it. But I think there is a huge disconnect because
played almost
I
40 hours.
A version of this game that a lot of people didn't get a chance to experience. And I think that is a major problem. I wish this stress test would have had closer to the amount of content that Tech Test 2 had.
That's what they should have done.
Everybody's experience across the board could have been a little bit closer, and you guys could have experienced what we experienced. You give them a demo, or you give them a slice. They're going to judge the final game off of that. They're going to judge whether or not they want to purchase their game off of that. And that is why first impressions are absolutely everything. Because my first impression of the game was a lot better than a lot of other people's. And that's unfortunate. Let me know what you guys think about Raiders. The developers are...
Yeah, I'm going to stop it there. I will put Big Fry's link in the description. And I can't say it any like different than he did. It's that a first impression, because you start playing a game and you just, if you're not gonna like it right off the bat, it's just like boom, you just don't like it, and it didn't offer what everybody else was hyping it on. So everybody was hyping it all summer, and to only go to play it and it wasn't what everybody promised. And I that's the problem, what I think, like, what happened here. And it's just too bad. But I think, and I also think they buffed the arc, and I think the arc was messing a lot of people up. I think the casual player was getting demolished and wasn't able to move. I truly do. I think a lot of people turned this game on and got smoked by the arc. I do. I really do. And then they turned the game off. Guarantee that's what happens. But when the game full releases, there's going to be different maps that are probably not going to be as hard. And that's what they need to do. If they want to tap into the casual, they need to have it like the tech test. The tech test, the arc was not that hard. Except in the damn, in the Buried City. That map, it was hard. They were everywhere. They were effing you up. It was more condensed. Raiders felt like they were everywhere. That map was really hard. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping when the game releases, the game feels kind of like what it did on the tech test. Because if it does, I'm telling you, this game, regardless, this game is going to blow up. I do. I still believe that. I'm going to still continue to make content on it. Continue playing it. But yeah, it was one hell of a tech test this weekend. And just want to let everybody know, thank you so much. If you watch my Arc Raider videos, I do appreciate you. And yeah, no, we got 11 days. It's gonna fly by. We'll be playing this game, and we'll be back on it. And if anybody's watching this video, thank you so much. And go down to my Discord, hit the Discord. I'm trying to get as many people in there. Get them rolling in there. I want to try to get it when the 30th comes. We have a place where everybody just wants to like team up and everything. I got the channels and all that. And we'll just go from there. But hit that Discord in the link in the description. But hey, love all you guys. I hope everybody has a good day, and I'll see you on the next one. See you on the top side. Peace.